and welcome back to my channel. I'm coming here to tell you 5 things I did to finally get over my weight plateau. So, a little bit about me. I've always been health conscious. Growing up in high school, I was a cheerleader. I wanted to have a fit body. I was in sports. I worked out. But I never really knew how to fuel my body right. So when I got into college, I definitely put on a few pounds. I don't remember how much weight I gained, but I definitely did put on some weight. My highest weight I got up to was near 150 pounds. What I documented on my phone was 148 pounds. So for my frame, I am only 5'4", so that is putting me like borderline obesity for my build. I knew something was not right. I was very puffy, I was very fatigued, I was not confident in my body at all. That is when I started learning about plant-based nutrition and holistic nutrition. And when I first got into it, it was really all about like disease prevention and how can I eat to be the most healthy. Well, it goes hand in hand with sustainable weight loss. So that is what I teach my clients, is how to eat for optimal health and wellness, but how to also eat for sustainable weight loss. And I don't just teach my clients about how to eat, it's also a lot of mindset and going within. And so that brings me to my tip number 1, or the first thing I did to get over that weight plateau, and that was changing my mindset around food. I had a very negative relationship around food because I felt like I was dieting all the time, and I was on that dieting roller coaster where I would be really good, I would restrict my calories, cut out a few food groups for a week, see some results, and then I would stop and I'd gain it all back. And it was just a vicious cycle. I would do that over and over and over and thought that was how to live. I would go on vacations and, you know, make myself eat 1,000 calories a week just to try and slim up a bit for that vacation. But I realized it's not about that. It's about how to eat all year round, how to live all year round, and how to view food as fuel, not as something that's only there for pleasure. I mean, food can be pleasurable, and indeed it is, and it should be, but it should not only be viewed as something to give you pleasure. It really, food is what provides us with energy. It makes our bodies function. It makes us live. And so changing my mindset to being very mindful when I eat and knowing, you know, what I'm putting in my body, is it nourishing me? Is it gonna put me closer to my goals? How does it make me feel? Does it make me bloated and feel icky afterwards? Or do I feel alive and vibrant? Things like that. So tip number 1 was changing my mindset around food and realizing it is a true source of fuel and only eating when I'm hungry and practicing those mindful techniques. Tip number 2 that I would give you to get over weight loss plateau that helped me was drinking water before and after meals. So having 8 ounces before a meal and then 8 ounces with a meal and then 8 ounces after. Because a lot of times our bodies are just truly thirsty, and one thing to note is that when your body is in a state of like chronic dehydration, it's not gonna let you get into fat burning mode because your toxins are stored in your fat cells. And if your body senses you don't have enough fluid to push out and flush out those toxins, it's gonna keep those toxins there and it's not gonna naturally release those. So drinking lots of water and other detoxing beverages like herbal teas, green tea, ginger tea, detox teas, and then also like lemon water, lime water, fruit water, and apple cider vinegar. Those are all detoxing beverages and definitely can help you in a transition of weight loss. Okay, the third tip I would give you for fighting a weight loss plateau would be to crowd out the bad guys with fruits and vegetables. So one thing I would do is have a salad before my meal, have fruit at the beginning of every meal. And what that's gonna do is provide you with fiber that's gonna keep you fuller, or you're gonna get fuller faster. You're gonna eat less of that other part of the meal, and then it actually, stops you from consuming an over amount of calories. And studies have shown even like the next day, by having a fruit or vegetable or a salad at the beginning of your meal, you end up still eating less the very next day. So yes, crowding out the bad guys with the good guys. And not saying that, like, even if it's not an unhealthy meal that you're about to eat and you're gonna have pretty nutritious meal, still having a serving of like an apple or salad before that. Okay, another thing I did, so tip number 4 would be stop counting calories. So if you're anything like me, when I count calories and I'm very obsessive about what I'm putting in my body and around my body, it creates a negative mindset and relationship with food. And so I learned how to not count calories by doing it so often, one, but realizing that on a whole food plant-based diet, you can eat abundantly and you don't have to count calories. And if you're smart about it, you know how to balance your meals and make sure you're getting enough of your micronutrients and your macronutrients. You can eat abundantly on a whole food plant-based diet without counting calories. I mean, I've lost over 15 pounds and I have not tracked my calories, but before that, when I kept running into that weight plateau, I was counting my calories and I was obsessing over it. You can lose weight without counting calories. Okay, and tip number 5 of how I got over my weight plateau was I stopped eating meat and animal products. So the meat industry has tried to fatten up their meats over the last decade because they produce more profits. They even give them antibiotics, hormones, all the things, all the additives they inject them with to make them fatter and make them more money. The meat industry truly does not have anybody's health in mind. They truly just have money in mind. So quit supporting the meat and dairy industry that literally they don't support you at all. That definitely was a key factor in getting over my weight plateau and finally losing that weight, was adopting a whole food plant-based diet and eliminating and reducing meat and animal products from my diet. And yes, movement definitely was a part of getting over that plateau, but I've worked out, like I said, ever since I was young. So that wasn't much of a change for me, but I would say having a plan when I work out and go to the gym, knowing what I'm gonna do that day, and incorporating HIIT exercises as well as strength, and just trying to move my body at least once a day, whether that be 10 minutes a day if that's all I have, which you can make time. So trying to move your body at least 30 minutes a day. That doesn't have to be 30 minutes in the gym, it can be 30 minutes of a walk, but just moving your body every day and taking care of your body every day. So those are my 5 or 6 important tips I would give you if you are struggling with a weight plateau and you have been for a while, but I definitely have a lot more tips and tricks up my sleeve, so make sure you be on the lookout for the next video. And if you do like my videos like this with nutrition tips, please let me know. And if you have any topics that you want me to talk about or you have questions about or anything like that, please leave me a comment or send me a message and I would love to do so.